Why am I here? I don't know why I'm here. Not even who all these people are. I can't understand anything. The staff is dressed in white, and we patients wear gray pajamas. I know perfectly well this is an asylum, but this is not my place. I'm not crazy. Now I really don't know why I did what I did. But that doesn't mean he was crazy. I loved my father a lot. He was the best father I had. He was a giant, 5 meters tall. A genius, like a god. Having the father I had was a privilege. We lived together, me and my dad. My mother died when I was very young, so he raised me alone and gave me advice, very good advice. He was a true father. Too bad I couldn't follow it. For example, he told me, fairly and correctly, "Hey, you unhappy thing. It's time for you to study or work. You're already 20. You can't keep living on your father's ribs for the rest of your life." He was right. Dad was always right. He also said, "Other boys are chasing girls, but you're not. You stay here all day, so you'll never see me with a grandson. You're 20. You're old." He was right. Dad was always right. A genius. Everything. He knew everything. There was a girl I wanted to tell my thoughts to, but I didn't dare. How was I supposed to get closer to her? You have to move a woman. If you don't, she'll never walk with you, no matter how young and beautiful you are. But what was I supposed to move? That I was just tight, hard, and made of plaster. Always staring at girls with fried egg eyes. I'm an outsider. I'm afraid of them. Don't you feel insecure? No, I do. All my life. Dad cooked. He was a very good cook. I didn't even know how to make a fried egg. When I was little, I wanted to learn, but he would laugh and say, "This isn't for you. Cooking is for artists. You don't have the talent. Go wash the dishes." That's right. I'll tell you something else. I'm a very good carpenter. When I was home, in my free time, I made tables, toys, chairs, everything perfect. But all that made my dad angry, and he snapped, "You're good at making small, useless things. If you're so good at that, why don't you work in carpentry, so you can bring a little money home? Don't just sit there. When are you going to think about something like that?" I laughed, because it happened every time he gave me advice. I had already thought about working in carpentry. But when he told me to do it, to make money, and to get away with it, I don't know why, but I lost my will. I'm a mystery, even to myself. A boring mystery. The raw truth is, I don't know why I did what I did, but I'm not crazy. That's where I started thinking about the crossbow. Do you know what a crossbow is? It shoots arrows. It's like a rifle, but without powder. He threw arrows with more precision and more force than any bowman. One day, on a walk, I saw it in an armory. There was a crossbow. I went in, asked the owner to show it to me. I held it in my hands and understood the mechanism immediately. I went home and made one, wood and bronze, because I was a very good carpenter. I started testing it in the yard, about 10 meters away. Then, as always, after lunch, I'd go to my room and do my things. And my father would complain about everything. He doesn't wash the dishes right away. He always leaves things until the last. He whined, and I came back to the corner of my room. I pointed the crossbow at him. I wasn't going to shoot him. How could I shoot my father? No, I wasn't going to. But I was excited to aim at his head, at the exact place where his power was. His mind, his control. One afternoon, like any other, he gave me advice even better than before, advice that didn't make sense to me, advice that was somehow crueler than usual. He said, "Hey, Dolores, you're staring at her again. What are you waiting for? Go fall in love with her. That's how you'd give me a grandson." Dolores was a girl from the area, the one I would have liked to get close to. So when he said that, I felt hungry. I told my father I wasn't hungry, then went to my room. When I came back, I had my crossbow. As always, my father was there, humming. He didn't understand it, of course. He never washed the dishes right after eating. He always left everything for later. Still alive, still careless, still complaining. I thought he was going to live forever, because he was so huge. 5 meters tall. A miserable day couldn't touch someone like my dad. But no. This time, something entered her like a bullet. I approached and saw she was still alive. So I threw 4 more arrows at her head. The first one had been done with something like hatred and love mixed together. But the other 4 were not like that. The other 4 were for charity, so she wouldn't suffer. That's what I told myself. Then I realized something wasn't right. I went back to my room, brought a pillow, and took the first arrow from her neck, the one that had caused the greatest disturbance. I placed it so he would rest, so he would be calm, so he would be more comfortable. The other 4 I didn't remove. They stayed there. In my mind, they looked like a crown of thorns. And it was logical, because for a father to have a son like me was a real cross. That's what my thoughts turned into. But what surprised me most was what the police asked me afterward. They said it was strange, how I removed the arrow from behind and put it upside down, like that would make a difference. Like I was trying to make him rest in a particular way. I told them, so he can rest. So he is calm, so he is more comfortable. I've known for 10 years that they brought me to this place. I still don't understand why. The truth is that I always loved my father. He gave me good advice. I admired the center of all his power, his head. The head of a genius. The head of a king. The head of a god.